Nta Abhyas Physics Test 1 Part 2 Problems. In Part 1, we have strengthened our concepts and learnt all the concepts applied in each and every 44 sum of this series. Okay, the first question. The displacement time graph of a moving object is shown in the figure. Which of the velocity time graphs shown in the figure could represent the motion of the same body? This is the displacement time graph. How to understand it? First, the displacement is increasing till 5 seconds. Till 5 seconds, the displacement is increasing. After 5 seconds, the displacement is reducing and finally become zero. Finally becoming zero. So the velocity, actually what the question, the velocity time graph is they're asking. So the velocity should keep on increasing. The velocity should keep on increasing, and finally actually the displacement object is going like this and finally returning to the same path. That's why the displacement is zero. So velocity keeps on increasing from a value say u to 0, then reverses its direction, come to the same point. First velocity, what happens? Decreases, then velocity increases. Velocity changes its sign, becomes 0, then increases. So changes its sign. At one point velocity has to be 0. So it was very well explained in concept strengthening sheet of previous video. The link for that video will be given in the description box. The options are this one. See, I have told you the velocity should at least be 0 at one point of time in the middle, but no, velocity is not becoming 0 in this point, so wrong option. In this, velocity is constant, so wrong. In C option and D option, if you see, yeah, velocity is 0 here, velocity is 0 here. After becoming 0, velocity changes its sign. So it is initially positive, it's initially negative. But if you see it is positive, it is positive. So this is the exact correct answer. If the question is for speed and time, if the question is for speed and time, this option would be right. But the question is for velocity and time, so option C is correct. If suppose speed and time, go for option D. So first question C. Next. Right. We know that phi is equal to Q by epsilon naught. So rho, that is volumetric charge density, is equal to Q by V. This implies Q is equal to volumetric charge density into volume. So what is Q can be written as rho into A cube, because side of cube is given as A, by epsilon naught. This is epsilon naught. Okay. So what is phi? Phi is rho into A cube by epsilon naught. Now phi dash. The same charge is surrounded by a sphere of radius A. So same, the volumetric charge density remains same into what is the volume of the sphere? 4 by 3 pi A cube by epsilon naught. So what is this phi A cube into epsilon naught? Nothing but phi. Therefore phi dash is 4 by 3 pi phi. So which option to choose? This option is correct. The second one, D. Next. So it's a question from semiconductors. A 2-volt battery. So a 2-volt battery is connected across AB as shown in the figure. The value of current supplied by the battery when the first okay, in case 1 the battery is like this. This is B and this is A. And in this case 2, okay, positive terminal of the battery is connected to B, which means like this. This is A and this is B. Okay. So take case 1. Okay, take case 1. If I connect it like this is positive, this is negative. So this is forward biased, but this is reverse biased. Reverse biased means it is off, open circuited. Forward bias means you have to short circuit. Since it is ideal diode, you have to short circuit it. So asking current in the first case, I is equal to V. What is V? 2-volt battery. V by R. What is the resistance? 5 ohm. It is open circuited. Current will not pass through this. So 2 by 5. That is 0.4 in the first case. The second case, the first case 0.4. The second case, you are reversing it like this. This becomes negative and this is negative, this is positive. Now what happens? This is reverse biased now. This is reverse biased and this is forward biased. Current flows through this. Current will not flow through 5 ohm. So current in the second case is equal to same battery is employed. So 2 by, this is also short circuited. So 2 by 10. So diode 1 is open circuited, diode 2 is short circuited in the second case. So 2 by 10, so 0.2. So 0.4 and 0. So D is correct. So D is correct for third question. The velocity of sound in air at NTP is 330 meter per second. What will be its value when temperature is double and pressure is halved? We know that the velocity of sound in air is proportional to square root of temperature. So when temperature is doubled, what happens? So root 2 into V. So it is independent of pressure. It is independent of pressure. Depends only on square root of temperature. So root 2 times it increases. So this option would be right. Root 2 times. The total mechanical energy of a spring mass system in simple harmonic motion is E is equal to half m omega square a square. Suppose the oscillating particle is replaced by another particle of double the mass while the amplitude A remains the same. The new mechanical energy will be 2e e by 2 root 2e e. So it is given E is equal to half m omega square a square. So it seems that E is depending on mass, but you have to check the reality. You know that omega square is equal to k by m. Omega square is equal to k by m. So apply it, half m omega square is k by m into a square into a square. So m cancel, which means the total energy is independent of mass. Independent of mass for same amplitude. It is independent of mass for same amplitude. Okay, it is independent of mass for same amplitude. So here it is given the amplitude remains the same. Mass is only doubled. So even you double the mass or triple the mass or 100 times you increase the mass, E remains same for same amplitude. E remains same for same amplitude. So the correct option would be remain E. So for fifth question, D is correct. In physical balance, working on the principle of moments, 5 mg weight is placed on the left pan and the beam becomes horizontal. Both the pans are of equal mass. Which of the following statement is correct? So given both the empty pans of the balance are of equal mass, right? So assume like this, when it becomes horizontal, so usually assume pan weight is m. Yet pan weight is m, and you're adding extra 5 milligram weight on the pan. So m plus 5 milligram. Then only it is balanced. It is L1, it is L2. Okay, L1, L2. So m plus 5 milligram, this into L1 is equal to m into L2, because here only m, here m plus 5 milligram. This is L1 and this is L2. So this mass into L1 is equal to this L2 into m, because after placing 5 milligram, the beam becomes horizontal, which means it is balanced. So m into L1 is equal to m, okay, m plus 5 milligram into L1 is equal to m into L2. So which is more here? This is more. So this m is less. If this is more, this L1 should be less. If this is less, L2 should be more. So L2 is greater than L1. L2 is greater than L1. So right arm is greater than the left arm. So you can say left arm is shorter than the right arm. So for sixth question, so according to Bohr's theory of hydrogen atoms, the product of binding energy of the electron in nth orbit and radius in the nth orbit. The product of binding energy. So binding energy into radius. So we know that binding energy is inversely proportional to n square and radius is directly proportional to n square. So n square cancel, is nothing but constant. Is nothing but constant. The product of binding energy of the electron and radius is constant. But in option two, options are there: constant value of 10.2 or 7.2. So binding energy for hydrogen like atom 13.6. 13.6 and radius is 0.53. 0.53. So 13.6 into 0.53. 53. So it comes out to be 7.208. So more or less 7.2, because 13.6 electron volt into 0.53 Armstrong. So 7.2 electron volt Armstrong. This is correct. So seventh one, D. Eighth question. A satellite of mass m is orbiting the Earth of radius r at a height h from the surface. Total energy of the satellite in terms of g naught, where g naught is the value of acceleration due to gravity at the Earth's surface. What they're asking the total energy, right? So it is Earth, it is satellite. Okay, this mass is capital M, this is small m, this is small r, radius is r. From the surface, it is at the height of h. Okay, diagram is clear. This is satellite. This is satellite. Now what is U? The potential energy. What is U? So U is equal to minus G capital M small m by R. Right. We know that total energy is what? U by 2. So minus G mm by 2R. What is R? The small r is equal to R plus H. So 2 into R plus H. But we need answer in terms of G naught. What is G naught? G naught is equal to Gm by capital R square. This is at the surface. G naught is equal to Gm by R square. So Gm is there. So multiply and divide by R square. So you will get Gm by R square. So total energy is minus G naught R square by 2 into R plus H. Right? 2 into R plus H. So minus M G naught square. So only these two options you can select because total energy has to be negative. Then only it is bound to the earth. Total energy negative means it is under the influence of something. So only two options are there, and this is absolutely right because total energy is equal to potential energy by 2. Right. So eighth question, B is right. Next. So a cyclic process is given. What is a PV diagram? What is PV diagram? Right. So A to B, what processes it is? A to B is isobaric process. A to B is isobaric process. Isobaric expansion because volume is increasing. Isobaric expansion. B to C is isochoric. B to C is isochoric. Temperature decreasing. So if you draw, pressure also has to decrease because P is proportional to temperature. C to A, isothermal. Isothermal, volume is decreasing, so compression. Isothermal compression. So if I draw PV graph for this, for A to B, isobaric expansion. So isobaric expansion, A to B, this is A and this is B. This is A, this is B. B to C is what? Isochoric. So isochoric, temperature decreases, so pressure also has to decrease. So B to C is this. Then C to A. What is C to A? Isothermal compression. Isothermal compression. Isothermal for PV graph is just like this. Isothermal compression. So it should be like this. It should be like this. This is A, this is B, and this is C. So A is wrong, B is wrong, C is correct. I think C is correct. Even D is wrong. So ninth question, C is correct. This is wrong. So consider a compound slab of two different materials having equal lengths, thickness, cross section, and thermal conductivities K and 2K respectively are connected in series. The equivalent thermal conductivity of the slab is, and these are the four options given: root 2K, 3K, 4 by 3k, 2 by 3k. Okay, so two slabs. This is k, this is 2k. So length is L, here also L. Cross sectional area is A for both. Cross sectional area is A for both. They are connected in series. I also are connected in series. What is the equivalent thermal conductivity? For series, we know that R equivalent is equal to R1 plus R2. You know the general formula, R is equal to L by Ka. So what is the equivalent length? 2L. Total length is 2L. What is K? K equivalent we have to find. A is equal to, what is for R1? First part L by K into A plus second part of the same length L. What is the K? 2K. Area is same A. Area is same A. So remove L, L, L and A. So we'll get 2 by K equivalent is equal to 1 by K plus 1 by 2K. So K equivalent becomes 2K by 3 into 2, because this 2 is there, so into 2. So 4K by 3 would be right. 4K by 3 would be right. So 10th one C. Next. So two identical satellites A and B revolve around the Earth in circular orbits at distance r and 3r from the surface of the Earth. This is very important, this point. From surface. What is the ratio of linear momenta of A and B? Right. Two identical means mass is same. Two identical means mass is same. Right. So linear momenta, that is PA by PB. Mass is same, m. So velocity of A by velocity of B. Velocity of A by velocity of B. How to identify the velocity formula? So G m by small r square is equal to mv square by small r. M cancel, r. So velocity is inversely proportional to square root of radius of the orbit. Radius of the orbit. So what can we say now? PA by PB is equal to square root of the radius of the orbit of B by radius of the orbit of B. So what is RB? This is Earth, this is satellite, assume. So this distance is R. For A, distance R from surface of the Earth. This R is nothing but H is given. So small r is equal to R plus H. So R plus R, 2R. RA is 2R. And another H. This is H for B. So R plus 3R. 4R. RR cancel. So root is to 1 is the correct answer. Root 2 is to 1 is the correct answer. So 11 C. So a body is in a simple harmonic motion with time t and amplitude a. Find the average velocity from equilibrium position to half of the amplitude. So I have explained in detail in concept strengthening sheet. do watch the previous video. So from mean position to extreme, for half of its amplitude is a by 2 and this is a, and for this the time is t by 12 and for this the time is t by 6. So t by 12 is the required time. So average velocity is equal to total displacement a by 2 by total time taken t by 12. So a by t into, okay, a by t into 6. So what is a? 1 centimeter by 0.5 seconds into 6. So 60 12 centimeter per second. 12 centimeter per second. So 12 to 1 d. Next. So a current I flows through a thin wire shaped as a regular polygon of n sides, which can be inscribed in a circle of radius r. A magnetic field induction center of polygon due to one side of the polygon is. So assume a polygon having n number of having n number of sides. So center of the polygon, the angle made by this, what is this angle? 360 by number of sides, 2 pi by n. Polygon means it can be a pentagon or hexagon. How to get 2 pi by n? Because 360 total angle and it's a part. Suppose it is a square means this part will be 2 pi by 4. This angle will be 2 pi by 4. Here 4 means here n because it is given n sides. It is given n sides. N sides. So 2 pi by n. So this is a triangle. Assume current is going like this. So 2 pi by n, I am splitting it into 2. Pi by n sine theta 2. This is the formula to be used. 4 pi r. What is sine theta 1? Sine of pi by n plus sine of pi by n. So I am putting into 2. Sine of pi by n plus sine of pi by n, nothing but 2 into sine pi by n. Right. Now in options you could see only capital R. No small r is found. So this is small r, this is capital R, this is pi by n. So what is the relation you can establish? Cos pi by n is equal to small r by capital R. So small r is, what is this small r? Capital R into cos pi by n. So sin pi by n by cos pi by n is nothing but is sin pi by n plus cos pi by n is nothing but tan pi by n. So mu naught I by 2 pi capital R into option number 13. Option is C. The RMS is given. What is the power factor? They're asking what is cos phi. Right. So you should not draw the impedance. C. What is XC minus XL? 25 minus 8. 17. This is 17. What is R? Sorry, not 17. 25 minus 31. 6. 31 minus 25. Take largest quantity 31. 6 by 8. Write this 3 by 4 as 3 by 5 by 4 by 5. So what is cos? So 4 by 5 is nothing but 0.8. At single time you are having only one velocity. But in the second option, if you check, at single time you're having two velocities. So this is wrong. This does not represent motion in two dimension. The 15th one is B. R plus del R and time period T plus del T. So it's a very thing. We know that T is proportional to R power 3 by 2. If you want to know how this relation come, refer the previous video for concept strengthening. So you should write this like this: del T by T is equal to 3 by 2 into del R by R. Of beaker filled with liquid, a ray of light from the coin travels up to the surface of the liquid and moves along its surface. It grazes over the surface. How fast is the light traveling in the liquid? So grazing means this should be the critical angle C. This is 90 degree. This is mu. We don't know what it is. And this we know R. So 1. If this is C means this is also C. What is tan C? Because alternate interior angles are equal. Tan C is equal to Snell's law. Mu into sin C. Mu into sin C is equal to 1 into sin 90. So sin C is equal to 1 by mu. Sin C is 1 by mu. Know that mu is equal to C by V. So sin C is equal to V by C. You know that tan C is 3 by 4. Tan C is 3 by 4. 3, 4, so Pythagorean triplet here should be 5. So sin C would be 3 by 5. 3 by 5. So we need to find V. So V is equal to, what is C of copper? Given 0.1. Del T. Final is 75, initial is 30. 75 minus 30 is what? 45. Plus water is also heat gainer. Water is also heat gainer. So what is the mass of water? 170. The specific heat capacity of water is 1, but this won't be given in the question. So into 1. So this into same temperature drop 45 is equal to heat losers. So what is a M? M C. Copper ball is a heat loser. What is the C of copper ball? Same 0.1. Del T. What is del T? T minus 75. Now if you substitute this becomes 10 450. So this becomes also 10. So 170 into 45. So assume 17 into 450. So take 450 outside. 1 plus, take 450 outside. 1 plus 17. This is equal to 10 into T minus 5 is the T. So 885 is the correct answer. So 19th one C. 20th option D. The process of superimposing signal, they are not asking E, they are asking this theta, because emergent angle is always made with the normal, but they are not asking that. They are asking the angle made with the face of the prism. So we know that I plus E is equal to A plus del. So what is E? First let's find what is A. 30. What is del given? Again 30. Minus I. What is I? 60. Getting E 0. but they are not asking E. They are asking 90 minus E, because current carrying conductors are shown in the figure. The force experienced by middle conductor of length 25 centimeter. So observe this diagram. So current in the opposite direction. So this will force on middle one by the first one. This will pull it like this. Current against opposite direction. This will push it like this. Force on the middle one by second one. This is first one. This is second one. This is the middle one. 2 into 10 power minus 7. So your formula should be 2 into 10 power minus 7 I1 I2 I2 L by distance between them, 10 into 20 by the distance between them. So 5 here also centimeter, here also centimeter. L you have forgot, L into 25 centimeter. Centimeter cancel. So 5, this is also 5. So see this one and this 0. 2 2s are 4. 4 into 5, 20. So 20 into 10 power minus 7. The final force, sorry, 10 power minus 5. Right. Assume for hydrogen first. First take the first option, helium. So Z of helium square by Z of hydrogen square. What is Z of helium square? 4. This is by 1. So what is the given? Whose lines of wavelength 4 times shorter than the of hydrogen. So lambda He is equal to lambda H by 4. So wavelength of helium is 4 times shorter than hydrogen. The first option itself is matching. Therefore 25 EA. Next. A negative test charge is moving near a long straight wire carrying a current. The force acting on a test charge is parallel to the direction of current. The motion of charges. Okay. Is a long straight wire carrying a current I. A negative charge is coming. Assume it's moving towards a wire. Assume first it is moving towards a wire. So by using right hand thumb rule, show your thumb in the direction of current. Your finger comes outwards. So here magnetic fields are outwards. Here magnetic fields are outwards. Now use what is given. Force is parallel to the direction of current. Now use left hand rule. Fleming's left hand rule. So keep your forefinger in the outwards and keep your middle finger. We don't know of the middle finger, that's we have to find, and keep your thumb in the direction of current. Keep your thumb in the direction of current. So now exact for negative charge, the direction for negative charge in your Fleming's left hand rule, the direction should be taken opposite to it. The direction should be taken opposite to it. You have to keep your middle finger in this direction. Then only your thumb will point like this, parallel to current I. So if you are thorough with Fleming's left hand rule, you can easily find, and the option is B. Still not clear on this question? Refer concept strengthening sheet. It is always put prior to question discussion videos. Say metal ball falls from height 1 meter onto a steel plate and jumps up to a height of 81 centimeter. What is the coefficient of restitution? We know that height final is equal to E square into height initial. So what is height final? 81 into E square into height initial 1 meter. So make it 100 centimeter. So E square is equal to 0.81. E is going to be 0.9. So don't forget to use the unit conversion, otherwise your answer may go wrong. So 27C. So it's a polytropic process. 1 mole of diatomic gas undergoes a thermodynamic process whose process equation is P is proportional to V square, the molar specific heat of the gas. So shall I write this P per V minus PV power minus 2 is equal to constant. First I'm bringing it down and bringing it up. So PV per minus 2. Okay. So what is N? N is equal to minus 2. Now Cm is equal to Cv plus Roman. What is Roman? R by 1 minus N. Use the word Roman. R. O means 1. M means minus. Finally N. R by 1 minus N. For diatomic gas, what is Cv? Cv means Fr by 2. For diatomic gas, 5R by 2. Right? 5R by 2. For diatomic gas, 5R by 2 plus Roman, that is R by 1 minus of minus 2. We have found N to be minus 2. So 5R by 2 plus R by 3. So by 6 into 3, 15R, 17R by 6. So option B is correct. So 28 B is correct. Next. The materials like aluminum and copper, the correct order of magnitude of various elastic moduli is first bulk will come, next Young's will come, next shear will come. It's a fact based question. So 29C. Bulk modulus is the only modulus defined for solids, liquids and gases. Right. See, aluminum and copper is very rigid and solids. Okay. So shear moduli will be very less. Very little alteration you can do. So uniform wire of resistance bent in the form of circle. Effective resistance between A and B is, okay, see the diagram. Assume initial length of wire L. Now you are bending in a circle. So L is equal to 2 pi R. What is the resistance of this? Is proposed, wait, 36 ohm. Okay. So initially a wire of length L. Next you are bending it in the form of circle of radius R. So what can we say? R is equal to rho L by A. R is proportional to L only. So this assume small r radius. So R is proportional to, that is 36 ohm is proportional to L is nothing but 2 pi R. So 2 pi R is proportional to 36. Wire into two parts. First part is this and second part is this. This is the second part. This is the first part. Right? Now for the first part, we need to find the length. So 30 by 360 into 2 pi R. 30 means you can say 12. So what is 2 pi R? 36. So 12, 3s are 36. This is 3 ohm. This is 3 ohm. For a part, always remember for a part, assume this to be 45 degree. Assume this angle is 45 degree. And what is this length means? 45 by 360 into 2 pi R. Suppose this length they are asking is outer length. 315 by 360 into 2 pi R, because this angle you have to see them, it is 315. That concept only I am applying here. This concept has been discussed in the concept strengthening sheet. You may refer that. So if this is 3 means this should is 33. Now these two are in parallel. These two are in parallel because the potential is common A and B. So 1 by 3 plus 1 by 33. So we can write 33 into 3 by 36. 12. 33 by 12. So 33 by 12 means which one to choose? 12 threes are 36, so less than 3. So this comes out to be 2.75 ohm. So 31 A option. What is the relative error? Okay, so very simple question. For surface area 4 pi r square for sphere. So you can say del s by s is 2 into del r by r. Del s is given as alpha. Okay, del s by c is given alpha. Now volume 4 by 3 pi r cube. So volume is proportional to r cube. So del v by v they're asking 3 into del r by r. So what is del r by r? Alpha by 2. So 3 alpha by 2. So this is the correct answer. So 31A. Water drops falls at regular intervals from a tap 5 meters above the ground. The third drop is leaving the tap at an instant when the first drop touches the ground. How far above the ground is second drop at that instant? This is previous year question from motion in a straight line, right? At regular intervals, that is very very important. Okay, the tap is 5 meters above the ground. The first drop is at the bottom, second drop is somewhere here, and third drop is just coming. When first drop hits the ground, third drop is leaving the tap. So we know that S is equal to ut plus half at square. Dropping means u is 0. Simply can write half gt square. G is negative. S is also negative because negative y-axis. So negative negative cancel. So S is 5 into 2. G is taken to be 10 is equal to t square. So t comes out to be 1 second. So in 1 second the drop comes out to the bottom, and within the 1 second third drop is coming, which means every 0.5 seconds a drop comes because it is given regular intervals. First drop after 0.5 seconds, next drop after 0.5 second, next drop. So at 1 second it reaches the bottom and third drop is leaving the tap. Now second drop have taken 0.5 seconds when the first drop is hitting the ground. So S is equal to ut. U is again 0. This is 0. Half gt square. T square. What is t? 0.5. 5 is 25. 100. So 2, 5. So 5 by 4. What is 5 by 4? 1.75. This S is very very important. Okay. Assume this is a first drop, second drop, third drop. Okay. This is a first drop. This is the S. But what the question is, how far above the ground? So what is this distance you're asking? So 5 minus 1.75.